First off, it's January. Everybody all of a sudden gets stupid in January. You're selling less cars, there's less customers coming in the door. Everyone's trying to figure out, oh my God, what am I going to do? January, every year this happens. The problem is your bills keep coming, whether it's January, March, or July. That's the pressures of performing month in, month out. But the fact of the matter is there are things that we could be doing to help ourselves. Really what I wanted to talk about today is you can't get rattled when the tough times come. Really what I wanted to talk about is make this a conversational meeting about what can I do to sell more cars. I think the four gentlemen over here, we all know, produce at a very high level, and I wanted to put them on the spot a little bit because some of the things that they do consistently whether they work or not. So first I'm going to start with Rudy. So Rudy has taken the approach that he has trained himself that you really know how to help customers and sort of be a coach, because for me, helping customers with less than perfect credit is a good market to have. They just want to be treated with respect. They want to get a great car. Rudy took the approach, and now what did we do with some of the churches?
We offered free credit repair, credit education, and basically a guideline how to get a car.
We do a lot of business networking to local charities, and that's one of the things I want to just talk about. I mean, we're seeing the benefits of 5-6 years of networking. Personal networking, really 9 years since I've been at the dealership, that's been something that I've been focusing on, networking to the local churches and the charities. So my point with that, and the point of all this, it's not going to happen overnight, but you have to be consistent with it. So they're all asking if they can come here so we can have free seminars for their congregation to help them talk about how they can improve their credit. Rudy did a great job for us last year. And Rudy, what's your email address?
RudyTheCarGuy.com.
RudyTheCarGuy.com. So Rudy was in the business, has adopted the approach of marketing himself underneath the dealership umbrella, but he's taking credit as sort of his niche. Next one I'm going to go to, I'm going to talk to my uncle over here. Now, Uncle Sonny, he got his AARP card a little while ago. Seriously, it still sells 20-plus cars a month. Probably one of the best utilizations of Easy Referral at the dealership, and gets the most customers through our referral process, through his networking, asking for referrals. Half of his business is coming just through the referral network. That's why I'm pointing this out, is that one shoe doesn't fit everybody. He is very good with networking and talking to customers and asking them to refer their friends and neighbors, and takes care of them when they come in. So you don't pick and choose who you want to ask for a referral? Everyone. And didn't you have a referral agent, not this year, last year, make how much?
$1,000, yes.
Yeah, over $6,000 one of his referral agents made last year referring business to him. Just so you know, seriously, referrals, everyone knows, close at a higher rate, a higher gross margin. So that's been his way of moving the needle. Now we're going to get to two guys that have been in the car business, and then we have two guys that actually weren't in the car business. Mark, what's your shtick?
I was in the computer business, and when I first got involved in the car business, I gotta admit it was frustrating in the beginning until you build your business. But we have a trainer that Paul brought into us, Jonathan Dawson. And I went up to him and said, listen, you travel all over the country. Tell me what the 3 things that the top producers are doing. I still remember the day. He said, you got to make 100 phone calls a day. You have to be consistent, and you have to brand yourself. So that feeds in real well to what we do here at Sansone as far as branding and social media marketing. And I position myself as Mark the Pie Guy, not the Italian pizza guy, but the apple pie guy. So and it seems to work.
But one thing again about Mark, the fact is, he owns it, he does it consistently, he's got the pies at his desk. Do you promote Mark the Pie Guy everywhere you go?
Yes, my email, markthepieguy.com, my Facebook page. Try to take a picture of all my customers with the pie, and it is amazing how much people love the pie. So, trying to get, but I think just to touch on some of the other things, I know Gavin talked being new in the car business. It's all about being consistent. It does get frustrating in the month of January when it gets slow, and you tend to just want to stop. But it seems if you just keep going, it always seems to work out.
Well, Logan, coming up, Logan. Logan is one of our newbies. And Logan, what were you doing prior to this?
I was in school.
You were in school, so no big, long history of job. And what did you do when you first got to the dealership? What process did you go through?
I went through the BDC department.
The BDC, and what did you do in the BDC, what we call BDC boot camp?
I made 100 phone calls a day and tried to get customers in the door.
Okay. So you feel comfortable on the phone?
Yes.
All right, so now that you transitioned to the floor and you're only making 25 phone calls a day, how does that happen? The reason I wanted you to go to the BDC to make 100 phone calls a day is not so you can come to the floor and make 25 phone calls a day and get caught up hanging out. Because I don't think Johnny's going to help pay your bills, is he? You want to make a lot of money there?
Of course.
You want to move out?
Yes.
Okay. But everybody does have their own personal financial goals. I'm busting his chops, but really, the point I'm making, you had a very good 1 or 2 months in the business. Came out of the gate doing well. And then all of a sudden, what happened? You got smart. You learned how to be a car salesman. That's the problem. You went from being a nice guy that sells cars to now you're a car salesman. Because you're trying to figure out how to make a deal instead of just being a nice guy.
Yep.
And working hard. So now this stuff with the branding, and you think I'm busting his chops, but I'm serious about that. Everybody all of a sudden goes from just being nice, being happy to have a customer. Really, when you're new, you're happy to have a customer, and you get a deal. You don't give a crap if it's a flat deal, if it's whatever, I made a deal. You got the excitement in there. Then all of a sudden you get smart, and your grosses go down, and you sell less cars, and you hang out, right? That's why you go to BDC boot camp, not to come on the floor and change the work habits, it's to keep the work habits. And here you have the luxury of going back and sitting in the BDC if you don't have phone calls to make. The hard part about you being new is getting through what Mark had just said. A, if you really want to brand yourself, you have social media, you have a whole department that we can help you brand yourself if you want to do it. Talk to the guys that are doing it every day. And Mark, when you came here, you didn't have a big book of business, right?
I have no business.
No book of business. And how long have you been here?
I just finished my 3rd year.
Unfortunately, you don't start with a book of business. You have to get out of being a car salesman and get back to what you were doing a few months ago. You got to get through the bad months, and the only way to do it is to keep working and being a nice guy, and then the car sales will happen. But again, when you start in the business, the challenge is you got to make a lot of lousy phone calls. The challenge with BDC is you got to sift through a lot of crap to get to the golden nuggets. But the only way you get there is you keep sifting. And the golden nuggets are there if you do it. And the best example of that, Gavin, were you in the car business before?
No.
And how long have you been in the car business?
Exactly 3 years and a day.
3 years and a day. Happy anniversary. 3 years and a day. And you know how many cars you sold last year?
About 425.
About 425, math being correct, that's 35 cars, 35-ish a month. Congratulations. And again, Gavin, when he came here 3 years ago, A, didn't have a book of business. B, didn't even have a smartphone. You had to throw out your flip phone. Didn't know social media. So what is your web address?
GavinGetACar.com.
That's his web address. I'm just going to point this out. Yesterday I saw Gavin shooting a video, a happy birthday video to a customer, and just sending it to him. Did that guy call you back?
Not yet, but most of the times they do.
I wasn't expecting him to call back, to be honest with you. Sometimes you do things without getting an immediate result. I would expect that that customer at home is saying to himself, that was a nice thing to do. Did you ask him to come in and buy a car?
No.
Is that something like a friend would do?
Absolutely.
Would that be like you're their friend in the car business?
That's what you want.
What are some of the things that you think sort of have made you become a 35 car a month salesman in 3 years?
I just always believe on the philosophy of hard work trumps everything. Period, end of story. Everything else from there will fall into place. And I always kind of feel that if you give your dedication, in this particular case, to the dealership will then dedicate itself back to you. And I think that's something that gets lost with a lot of the new folks. I actually spent 6 weeks in the BDC. I wanted to make sure I had the word tracks down exactly before I hit the floor full force, and also wanted to know and understand the CRM 100%, so I could navigate it efficiently. And so I spent a little more time in the BDC to really get this stuff down pat, and then from there, took what I learned from that, and also, the hard work ethic, dedication to customers that are initial buyers, whether they're internet leads or referrals or whatever, but that same dedication with your existing customer base, whether it be them referring somebody or a service issue or whatever the case may be. And it's just consistent, as Mark says, consistent, doing that all the time. You will find some lulls where you're not moving cars, say, over a 3 or 4 day period, but eventually the dominoes will fall all the time.